Hello, everyone. Mr. Chris here with a quick end of the year message for everybody who's in one of our band and/or orchestra programs throughout the DMV area. So, first, I'll say double check that you know when your end of school year concert is going to be. You should have that on your calendar. I'll just say very quickly that those are required events for being in the programs. We know that there's going to be some exceptions, but we are asking to be a pretty high priority on your list. If you have a regular season practice or game, we ask that you please skip those. We only do the two concerts per year, so just by quantity alone, and it's everything that we've been working towards. We think that it's hopefully quite reasonable for us to ask any regular season games or practices. You should be willing to miss those. If you are on a super serious, expensive sports team that's in a tournament, just write us a message. Talk to us about it. We're not here to say, "Oh, band's more important." It's we want your student to be able to do both, and we understand that some like if you're in the state championships, good luck. We want you to go to that game, and we want you to win. So. Start a conversation with us. Let us know about it. Obviously, things like weddings, funerals, we know that that's going to supersede a band or orchestra concert. But outside of that kind of stuff, we are expecting everybody to be there at the concerts. Um, Next, for next year, our programs are all coming back next year. Our pricing is going to go up a little bit. Same reasons as everything else. Inflation's been there. We're that much more established. We've had many more years of experience in many of these programs, and it's been a long time since, or maybe we've never even at all done an increase on rates in some of those programs. However, to our returners, we want to not burden you with that. And so we are going to be offering a early sign up discount where you are locking in the price from this year. So whatever there was an early enrollment discounted price at the beginning of this past year, and then there was like the full price, which you would have been billed on a monthly basis. That full price, you can still pay what you would have paid this year instead of next year if you sign up before June. So if you sign up before June and you know, hey, our kids are going to be in band and orchestra next year, you might as well go ahead and sign them up now and take advantage of that discount so that you can lock in the lower rate for participation in next year's program. When we're over the summer and we're doing all the reset stuff, there's going to be an increase. Though it'll still be the same basic model where there's a small discount for paying the whole year upfront, but then the full price of the program is probably going to be closer to 500. It does depend on which program you're in. Some of you are a little closer to that now, and some of the programs are a little bit less. It's not all exactly the same, but that is going to be the general ballpark of what pricing is like for next year. Over the summer, do not return your instruments. Do not return your instruments. You every month that you are paying for those instruments with music and arts or whoever you're renting from, you are accruing equity. You are coming closer and closer to just owning that instrument. It almost belongs to you if you've been in the program for a while now. And if you give it back, you lose all your equity. Also, you should practice over the summer. You shouldn't take like 10 whole weeks off and not do anything, especially with these very young students. They will forget a lot and we'll be back to ground zero. Um, there's going to be a huge set of summer offerings from me personally and some of my other teachers as well. Cheap online lessons, cheap check-ins where we're just doing like a quick virtual, like, hey, play for me a couple songs and let me give you a couple tips just to stay fresh, just so that it's not totally out of your mind. I'm trying to make really cheap, affordable options, and I'll be kind of querying whether anybody wants to do a group experience over the summer as well. I have to have enough in it to justify holding groups. So, but keep your eyes peeled for information about that as well if you're interested in some of the summer learning. Um, if you've been in the program a while and you're like really interested in, like I want to continue long term here, keep an eye out for music and arts sending you a message about discounting the price of the instrument. So when you sign that contract, your instrument is worth, let's just say, $1,000. Hypothetically, the instrument is worth $1,000. The $40 a month that you're paying just are kind of leading towards that. Well, they might sell you. They might say, "Hey, you can buy out the rest of the contract for a discounted price. So the total contract might go down to like $800. They might give you such a 20% discount on the value of that instrument, and you've already paid $400. And so now closing out the contract, you can pay 400 and now you own the trumpet and it's yours to keep. Or there's a system for taking the equity that you've earned over time towards that instrument and rolling it into a better instrument. The ones that you're playing right now are what we call student level instruments. They're nice instruments that do exactly what we need and can last you essentially indefinitely. But if you want to be competitive in auditions, if you want to go to all states, if you want to go to area orchestras, and there's potentially a college audition for scholarship money later down the line, you probably want to look into investing in a nicer instrument than the one that you've been renting. And you can take the equity, like say you have paid, again, $400 towards your instrument. You could then go buy a professional level instrument, which is usually going to be a few $1,000s, fair warning, but that 400 just goes towards that instrument. And the one that you've been renting, they take back and they love it because now they can rent it to another student if it's been really well taken care of. And so, if you want more information about that, reach out to me about it. We can have a quick chat about it. But that's kind of like a little bit of an overview of what's happening there. If they offer you a discounted price and you know your student is going to keep going with the instrument, then it might be worth taking advantage of, especially if you're in a if you're on a band instrument. You may end up in a marching band in high school, and you may want to have what we call a beater instrument, that student level instrument that has a few dings in it because they've been using it since second grade. That instrument is a great one to take out on the field because while you're marching around and you bump into somebody, you're less worried about, I'm not going to take my $3,000 horns out on the field and march around with them. So there's a lot of ways that this can go. I know that's kind of complicated and maybe more information than a lot of people need, but I want you aware that you can probably save a significant amount of money by either taking advantage of one of the buyout discounts or possibly rolling it into a nicer instrument. Okay, one other thing that I want to mention is that I'm going to be doing some summer services. The best way to get yourself extra help over the summer is to enroll in a couple private lessons. I'm going to be teaching them a bunch myself. I teach private lessons, but I have a pretty limited studio size during the school year that I'm actually kind of in the process of downsizing because of my two young children of my own and wanting to make sure that I have enough time during after school hours for them. But over the summer, I'm going to basically open it up to an unlimited number of students who want to work with me over the summer. I won't be in schools during that time as much, so I'll have a lot of extra time to do one on one lessons. I'm going to be doing them virtually and I'm going to be doing them in person. Virtually, obviously, super convenient. It'll cost a little bit less. In person would be here at my home studio or at Montessori School of Fairfax, which is out on Lee's Corner Road in Chantilly. Some of you, I'm sure, are very familiar with it. It's literally right down the road from St. Tim's and a couple of the other schools that we have out in that direction. I realize my Alexandria families, it's not as convenient, but if you can make it here to my home, then I'd be happy to do it here. I'm going to include my address in the email so that you can know where that is. And online works really well too. I'll charge a little bit less for it. And for just some summer lessons, it's pretty convenient and it'll work really, really nicely. Um, I'm doing that basically just on a per diem basis. If you want to sign up for one 30-minute lesson over the summer, it's a really good idea to do that. I'll do a quick check in with you. We'll play a couple songs. You'll get some individualized help. And it's a way to make sure that you stay sharp over the summer. If you want two, if you want three, if you want them on a weekly basis throughout the summer, you can sign up for them again on kind of like a little per diem thing. It's an easy sign up form, and I will be reaching out to you to get it all scheduled when that happens. If I get enough people who are interested in a group, I'll have to hold it at Montessori of Fairfax, that same other location that I work out of. They'll have to be held there. But if there are enough kids who are interested in a summer group, what I'll end up doing is I'll do it after school hours because a lot of kids are in camps. A lot of parents are still working. It's tough to get them there in the middle of the day. So probably something like a 4:30 to 5:30 on Tuesdays or something to that effect, If I have, at least 5 to 10-ish kids in that, then it's worth it to do some small group stuff as well. And if I have 20 or 30 kids, great. I'm happy to have basically anybody who would want to be in that group. And I would do them for like I said, an hour, 4:30 to 5:30. So that is one additional thing that I'm just gathering interest for that. And if there's enough people who are interested in it, you're not like firmly signing up yet. If there are enough people who are interested, I'll develop some more details and roll out like an official sign up for that. But if I don't have enough people who are interested, I'm not going to worry about planning the whole thing out. So, yeah, I hope that you're interested in maybe signing up for a couple private lessons over the summer, especially that will make a huge, 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 huge difference to your students' progress. You might even find that, wow, this was so helpful that we want to be enrolled on a recurring basis. And I will, I don't know exactly how my studio is going to look in the fall. Like I said, I am kind of downsizing it, but I also hire and work with other teachers who can come directly to your house and do lessons in a like super super awesome, wonderful people. Make it really really convenient for you. So that's something that if you're interested in more longer term, you might be able to get signed up for that as well. So, anywho, that's that for private lessons. Okay, I think that covers everything. I'm sure there's going to be other questions and whatnot that come up, but this should give you most of the information that you need for the end of the school year. You're going to be getting contacted, of course, by your program director about some of this stuff as well. If you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to reach out about it. We have had a wonderful school year. It's been awesome. We've got our King's Dominion trip happening for the first time this year for all of our advanced ensembles. If your student is going on that, awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. More information coming on it. If your student is not involved in that this year, then it's coming soon. It's coming really soon. They'll probably be eligible as early as next year. Some of our youngest beginners will still be in an intermediate group next year, but somewhere very soon down the pike, they're gonna have access to this trip every year, and we might start rotating to different parks and stuff. So it's all very exciting. Sky is the limit. We appreciate your support of the programs. We appreciate your participation. Um, Thanks for everything. Thanks for an amazing school year. We hope that you have an amazing summer as well, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you again in the fall. All right. Bye bye for now.